A quiet town's darkest secret. Nestled between sleepy hills and rustling wheat fields, the town of Ashcroft, Missouri was the kind of place where everybody knew everybody. It was the kind of place where front doors were rarely locked, and Friday night football games brought the entire town together. But on October 14, 2016, everything changed. That was the last time anyone saw Lily Carpenter. Lily was 17. A bright, soft-spoken honors student with strawberry blonde hair and a nervous laugh. She was on track to graduate early, with dreams of studying forensic psychology. Teachers adored her. Classmates said she kept to herself, but was kind to everyone. That Friday, Lily never made it home from school. Her mother, Carol Carpenter, reported her missing just after 6 p.m., saying Lily usually walked the 15-minute path from school to home. By 7 p.m., Ashcroft police had begun a search, flashlights bobbing through the woods, volunteers combing the edges of farm roads. By morning, the entire town was out looking. At first, investigators feared the worst, a random abduction. There had been a blue pickup truck spotted near the high school's back lot. Witnesses said it wasn't familiar. Suspicion focused on a drifter who'd recently passed through town. For days, the focus stayed on an external threat, someone from the outside. But then, things got strange. 3 days after she disappeared, a park ranger found Lily's backpack tucked under a rotted log by the riverbend, miles from her usual route. Inside were her school books, a half-eaten granola bar, and something that didn't make sense. A burner phone. Not her regular phone. Not even her family's plan. A cheap prepaid phone, wiped clean, except for a few texts that were partially recovered. One read. "You said you'd protect me. I'm scared." Another. "I can't do this anymore. I'm telling someone." Who was Lily talking to? Detectives began looking inward. Carol and her husband Rick Carpenter had been married 19 years. From the outside, they were model parents, church-going, supportive, always at PTA meetings. But cracks in the facade began to show. Lily's close friend, Emily Hart, told police that Lily had recently confided something to her. "My family isn't what people think." More troubling, school counselors shared that Lily had once asked, quietly, about emancipation laws for minors. The file was sealed, but the request was noted. Then came the break in the case. During a second search of the Carpenter home, investigators found a locked basement door concealed behind a shelving unit in the garage. When they pried it open, what they discovered was both horrifying and confusing. Inside was a small, windowless room. Just a mattress. A camera mounted in the corner. Dozens of VHS tapes in a crate. The tapes didn't show Lily, but they showed other girls. Most appeared to be from decades ago. All of them terrified. Rick Carpenter had worked as a contractor in the early 2000s, traveling from state to state. Police believe he may have used that job as cover for something far more sinister. He was arrested that night. But even as the town reeled, there was one problem. Lily was still missing. And Rick wasn't talking. 2 weeks later, a shocking 911 call came in. A woman in Redding, Kansas, over 150 miles from Ashcroft, reported a girl had collapsed outside her gas station. She was dehydrated, bruised, but alive. It was Lily. She told paramedics she'd escaped from an abandoned farmhouse, where she'd been held since the night of her disappearance. But the man who took her wasn't Rick Carpenter. It was her mother. Carol had discovered Rick's dark secrets years ago. Instead of turning him in, she hid them. And when Lily found out, and threatened to go to police, Carol panicked. She staged the disappearance and stashed Lily in a remote property once owned by Rick's late uncle. She visited nightly, feeding her, swearing it was for her own safety. Carol was arrested 2 days later. Lily Carpenter testified against both of her parents in separate trials. Rick was sentenced to life without parole for crimes committed decades prior, and Carol received 27 years for kidnapping and unlawful imprisonment. Lily now lives out of state, under a new name, pursuing that same degree in forensic psychology she once dreamed of. She's spoken publicly only once, in a 2021 interview. People think monsters hide in shadows. But sometimes, they live right in your house. They tuck you in at night. Ashcroft still hasn't recovered. The town lost its innocence the day Lily vanished. But through her survival and the secrets she exposed, A light was shined on the darkness hiding in plain sight.